Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Please carry on. Please carry on.
Yes, thank you for having us, Yash, and good afternoon, Mr. Satish. Myself,
Good
Prema.
afternoon. Good
Yes,
afternoon. Good afternoon.
happy to
Welcome,
meet you
ma'am.
today.
Welcome,
Thank you.
welcome, welcome,
Thank you.
welcome, ma'am.
Myself, Prema,
Welcome.
and I'm representing New Zealand Gateway today, and it is my
Thank you,
pleasure to
ma'am.
meet you
Thank
all.
you. In fact, we have seen one of your recent posts where I have noticed that you guys have got around a very good number of visas, for the last intake. That's wonderful. Actually, it's a pleasure, ma'am. A pleasure, being associated with you. I hope actually we can draw a lot of, inspiration from you, a lot of inputs from you. I mean, to be shared, in our local markets.
We'll definitely do our best
Thank you,
here
ma'am.
today.
Thank you, ma'am.
And
Thank you.
I'm actually heading one of the branch in South India, that is Coimbatore branch
Oh,
for New Zealand Gateway.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah.
Amchi Sauta. Amchi Sauta.
Yes, it is like
Thank
actually
you, ma'am.
seventh branch on the whole and first branch in South India, which I'm pleasure
Okay.
actually
Okay,
having here.
that's cool.
And it is
That's
really
cool.
a wonderful session of having a Q&A session for New Zealand.
Sure.
So since it is a now live in YouTube, I will just say that New Zealand as a destination is now gaining much more importance among the
Yes,
students
ma'am.
as well as the professionals.
Yes, ma'am.
So like in this case, like whoever is listening, I would like to just give you an overview about New Zealand. Is like it is a country that is like a very open-minded country that welcomes all the ones who is interested to appear for their studies, irrelevant of any age. So in case like if whoever is like viewing this video now is unaware about like what New Zealand is about to give them or what to anticipate from New Zealand, it is very simple. Anyone and everyone who is interested to restart their study options or would like to change their profession, this is the right destination and right time for you to start inquiring and start the process. And New Zealand, since it is for many years, is offering masters and graduate diploma program and postgraduate diploma program, where the students will be able to gain the benefit of post-study work visa minimum from 1 year, maximum up to 3 years. And even for the PhD applicants, it is the domestic students benefit is what they are going to enjoy. So here we, from New Zealand Gateway, we are led by the team of licensed immigration advisors. So queries related to students, I am eligible to answer, and related to PR or green list, it will be addressed by the right person, and your concern will be at least like taken for the later discussions. So Yash, if there is any questions, you can let me know, or how would you like to carry this? Okay, I can see one question here from Mr. Shaker, who is 43 years old, and is there any chance I could now choose program and go to New Zealand? Please clarify. So Shaker, if you are like, you have mentioned your age, so that seems like you are thinking like whether you are in the student age or not. 43 years is still young to consider into New Zealand. And yes, you can do your studies, start your studies. If you have got a big gap after completing a bachelor's or diploma and has jumped into the new profession, means now New Zealand is one destination where you can actually like restart your study options. And study means please also be aware that you will not be seen student who is on the senior age kind of thing, because like the classroom consists of different age groups. So you may be in the youngest way or towards the youngest group, I can say that, because like you will be like in any universities or institutions, if you are going to go and enroll yourself with the courses that we are going to suggest you or about on your interest or whatever, when you are entering the colleges or the classroom, you may see many people of your age also, and also lesser than your age, and also above your age. That means you will be sitting among this mixed crowds where you will be actually attending the class with the professionals, to say, because it is a mixture. So in this case, yes, you are at the right time to apply. If you are an engineering background, you can start looking for those kind of options, and if you have professional experience, that can be considered for the application process, and it will be considered for any change in the program as well if it is feasible.
Right.
So
Now looking for a master's
PG in public health. Any options?
Okay, BSc Life Science 57. Now looking for public health. Any options? Yes. Public health is one of the options that you can consider, but providing you are 57%, we have to make sure who is accepting this kind of like percentage. Percentage wise, I will say this will go for the second class if I am not wrong. So yes, and for public health, if you are willing to give it a try, yes, we can apply with a few institutes that offer this public health program. Sometimes the public health or health science program may go up to 2 years. And again, based on your work experience in the same stream, we can consider those factors. So since there is, I couldn't see any of that, you please like connect with Mr. Yash or however it
Ma'am,
goes
so,
next.
ma'am, so adding to this, I have a question. Is he, let's say, people coming in with, let's say second class degrees, where, it is essentially lesser than 60%. Can we suggest them masters, or, do we have to first tell them, go to a PhD course and then go to masters?
Yes, in this case, I will leave it to an open-ended option. Why? Because like suggesting them for PG diploma directly, I will not advise that. Let us apply for the masters in case like if there is any requirement met or based on their professional experience. If the university or institution is willing to give them masters, then it is all good. Otherwise, they themselves will suggest the programs for PG diploma. So let us step up, and then based on the inputs provided by the university, if it is PG diploma option, then that is also can be considered. Because if you are applying for PG diploma and it is getting accepted, means you will not think about the masters. And the other thing is, for all who is listening, please do consider applying for masters. And we counselors and experts will know whether by filtering your documents, we will also suggest you which one is best one to apply. But again, masters will give you a 3 years of stay back, whereas PG diploma is going to mirror the duration of the course. So in that,
so it's basically not a hard rule that key, anyone with low percentage should only go for PhD. They can still take their chances for masters as well, is what you're saying.
yeah, because like we don't know the profile. The profile may be high when it comes to the professional one. So the professional qualification may overrule the percentage here, where the professional consistency may also be taken into consideration. So it is case to case, Yash.
Oh yeah, this is good actually. Yeah.
Yeah. So in that case, what I will advise is let us opt for masters with all the PTEs institutions, because university by gaining like scoring 57% and expecting university is something that we will not meet the requirement. Because like universities benchmarks are way high, but there are still chances for the ones who is missing those opportunity to enter the university. New Zealand is very open by having other types of educational providers, that is institutions and private training establishments.
Right, ma'am.
So we can give you a try in that, and basically like not all the institutions and PTEs will have all the programs, but we experts will give you the course links and choices accordingly.
Okay.
Got
it.
Yeah, I also want to add one more thing, that if somebody has a very extensive work experience, still in some of the universities, we can take a chance, as Prema said rightly. So it's overall profile we need to submit to the university or the colleges. Yes, private institutes and the polytechnics are open for that. They are less rigid. But talking about the university, if somebody has a very extensive work experience, we can still try in some of the universities, depending upon case to case.
Yes.
He needs to provide a strong SOP, because sometimes they lack in their education due to some of their personal commitments, medical issues were there that time. So that's why they didn't cope up with that time. So, but now if they have a very good work experience and professional references they have, we can try with a couple of universities as well. So we don't suggest to apply for the PG first. We can definitely apply for the masters if the profile is good enough. And if the university or faculty consider that, okay, they may choose them for the PG, they automatically advise the offer for the PG.
Right, ma'am. Right. Thank you.
So there is another question. So Yash, we will address the questions, because like I know that few are in the working time slot also. Right. So we will address the questions, like in case if they are available for later, then they can ask other questions as well. So there is one question. After finishing my studies, how soon do I need to find job to qualify post-study work visa, and does it have to match my degree? your question is really a very apt question to say. See, like if you are going, if anyone who has questioned that, understand upon completing the masters, please make sure you are applying post-study work visa. Qualification is nothing much, because like as soon as you complete the masters with the transcript and course completion and all the other details that is required to issue the post-study work visa, that is the next step, that you will be going to the immigration and will submit the all the required document, and you will again like online or offline, it will be taken care. So once the post-study work visa is issued, then you have to make sure that you are finding a job either in the same stream, or grab whatever is like coming to in your way in the first, or at least in the second and third year, at least like you have to make sure it is matching your degree, because otherwise when you apply for like PR and other process, your degree matchability and your professional matchability is what something that will have a clear line of understanding. So make sure it is also like taken care. But my advice will be like anyone and everyone who is stepping into New Zealand, start searching the job in form of internship or part-time or something in the related field. Just I will advise like not to jump into the mode of like earning money first, but connecting with the right employers or people, for so that your later on approach during your post-study work visa would have gained your knowledge and otherwise, where the employers will be ready to consider you. So instead of like appearing to the employers after your course completion, be in touch in proper intervals, even if it is for your free time or anything, you can extend your knowledge to be considered by them. So later when you are after completing your masters, you can approach saying that you are willing to work for an internship or part-time, so that they will not have a new face to consider, but they would have already understood your capacity, so they may give you an opportunity. So always create a door where you can let the employer in.
Right. Ma'am, so adding to this, I have another follow-up question to this is key. Let's say, like, when people are transitioning from their master's, that is study visa, to post-study work visa, let us say how many months, or like, how much time do they have before the visa gets curled down, ma'am? I mean, if they don't find a job, let us say hypothetically they are not finding job in 3 months or 6 months, will the visa get curled down?
No, post-study work visa is usually for masters. If the post-study work visa is granted, it is up to 3 years, right?
Okay.
So
But
whether
is
they
it fine if the person stays idle also for 3 years? That's what I want to know.
it
Okay.
is it is a time where they have where immigration has like generously is giving you a time period to explore their country and also to earn in the same time. So it is up to us to make use of that golden ticket opportunity to find a job.
Okay.
So if there are also like quite, I did have a student who just went to New Zealand to earn a degree, but he utilized that post-study work visa to explore the country and was earning part-time and full-time, and he returned back to India because he had a business here to be taken care of.
Okay.
That is
Okay.
up to you. So that like this post-study work visa, normally the lots whoever is going to choose New Zealand, I believe that they are in an idea of getting settled in a country. So for an Indian international students, I believe they have to make sure that they are taking the job into the serious stream. If at all the job is offered and if they find it happening in a faster pace, then you can convert that post-study work visa to the other nature of the visa. So
Okay.
it is up to you to decide, because 3 years you have got the visa and it is your smartness how you are going to utilize it.
Got it. Got it.
Garima, is there any inputs that you can share for this
So that's
query?
right. That post-study open work visa, it would be for regardless for 3 years. It's up to the applicant. He wants to sit idle in that period, he can do that. He wants to come back, he wants to excel. Even he wants to opt for any study option also, that he can do. So it will be granted for 3 years straight away. So yeah, but
Okay.
yes, as you said earlier also, that during their study they are allowed to work part-time. So they need to, start penetrating in the New Zealand marketing by choosing any odd jobs also. Because at the time of full-time work, right, when they see this post-study work visa, the references matters. So if they have worked in the country during their study period, so somebody is taking a vow, the responsibility of that client, that matter when they apply for their full-time work, right? Jobs, or to the approach their employers. So yes, during their study they have to engage in the work opportunities if they are able to get that.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So there is another question, Yash, where there is an Australia return who could not complete the masters due to financial circumstances, returned in 2022. Can I move to New Zealand now? If yes, how to set my profile? See, whoever has questioned this, yes, you can apply for New Zealand now, provided why you have come back. The factors that why you discontinue the study should be submitted to the immigration, and it is a justifiable action and a very transparent document to be kept for that as well. And yes, you can start applying now. And to all the ones who is attending this session, I will say that July intake is going on, and where almost all the applications are received and submitted and followed sometimes by September intake, and other intake will be followed by February 2026 intake. So whatever the intake that you have in mind to apply for, if it is New Zealand, please approach immediately. Now you may think that it is too early for you to listen to the New Zealand seminar and you can decide on the factors of application later, but no, whenever you are appearing for a seminar like this, we are like making sure to understand you the timeline where it is now or never. You please start the application process right now. Get your concern counseling with the right expert so that you can fix a timeline and you can plan the budget and your work related papers or whatever in a required timeline.
Right. Okay, so the next question is, my wife is having 5 years of break and having 48 in PT. Can she apply for a master's in New Zealand?
5 years of break means like, is it a justifiable break, or what has she been doing matters? And 48 in PTE, it depends. 48 in PTE is little less. If it is going to be masters, we have to take it one more time, and I am not very sure whether it is valid PTE or it has been over. All this matters. Please submit the documents and your spouse details completely, like the degree certificate, mark sheets and everything, if she has been working, the proof of that, and reason why the 5 years break, all this matters. So yes, she can apply provided all the documents are intact.
Okay, ma'am. The next one is, what are my options if I don't have enough percentage for masters? For example, if I have 55% in my bachelor's, can I go to PhD leading to masters? I think we've covered this, ma'am.
There are actually like pathway programs. If it depend, it again say like 55% is one thing that to be considered, and also would like to know about the history of arrears, Yash. So we are not having that picture here. So based on all those factors, and as Garima rightly mentioned, it also, if at all the candidate is having an extensive work experience, that all matters. Yes, you can apply for PG diploma leading to masters. That is one option which is always available with New Zealand institutes and universities. You can definitely consider that.
Right, ma'am. Any scholarships for master's programs in New Zealand? What is the criteria?
Nowadays, like scholarship is always like now scholarships are announced in New Zealand. New Zealand Excellence Scholarship Award is going on. April 30th being the deadline, and universities are the ones who is offering that. And criteria is Indian international students, and also there will be other criteria mentioned from university to university. It varies. So we would like to know more about like which program you are going to apply for, and whether that has been included in the scholarship list. All this matters. And maximum like the scholarships are like good in up to 50,000 New Zealand dollars. The scholarship can be expected, but again that depends on which scholarship, which course he is going to apply, and which university. All that matters. Global scholarship is there, Vice Chancellor scholarship is there, and University of Otago and all the other universities are also like awarding scholarships right now. So be in touch for particular details.
Ma'am, so April 13 is what you said is for, it is
30th.
30th, 30th, 30, okay, 30th. Now,
30.
That
so
is
ma'am, like, I think
award. That is
in
the
general, like, if I want to understand.
Yes, Garima.
Yeah, I'm just clarifying that is the New Zealand government
Yes.
award, scholarship award. Apart from that, there are university specific scholarships are also available depending upon the course you are applying. And make sure the scholarships are only available once you have the conditional or unconditional offer letter. So first of all, your
Yeah.
academically profile will be accepted by the universities, and then the scholarship part will come up. Depending upon the course and your eligibility criteria, you can apply. There are no application fees to apply for the scholarships. Students can apply. After the deadline, they will evaluate each profile, and within a 6 to 8 weeks, generally they'll come up with the results or the outcome. Students will get a direct notification, direct email from the university whether they are qualified for the scholarships or not. So it will be ranging from the 2,000, 4,000 New Zealand dollar to 10,000, 15,000, 20, 50, depending upon the masters or the UG programs you are applying. So it will be a merit base always.
So this
Never, it's
scholarship,
never like a
New
first
Zealand.
come, first serve.
Okay, ma'am. So these New Zealand offer scholarship that you just said, like about 50,000 of New Zealand dollars or even somewhere related to that, conditional offer letter is definitely required. So I want to understand, is it only open to students going for university-based things, or people applying for polytechnics and PDs can also get this?
No, it will be always for universities, because private and polytechnics, they have their fees is already very reasonable. So
Right?
sometimes the polytechnics also comes up with some kind of scholarship. Again, the course you are choosing, it depends upon that. But generally, the scholarships will be provided by the university.
Okay, got it.
Private and polytechnics also comes under that scholarship, but then there is some time period if they want to, promote some particular course, then they'll come up with such kind of scholarships. But as of now, the scholarships only available in universities.
Okay, got it. Thank you. The next question is, can I know the difference between green list and skill shortage list? How do I know if my occupation qualifies for a faster residency pathway? Oh yeah, this is again a PR-based question, ma'am, I think.
Yes.
Yep.
So, Garima, any lights on that?
Yeah, it is just basically for the LI question. So we
Yes.
are not reliable to answer on that. But yes, there is some, I know that there is some kind of confusion going on, that there is green list, occupation and skill shortage list going on. But yeah, if we are choosing a course which comes under the green list occupation, definitely there is a very high chances that once you start working in that field, immediately you can apply for the residency. But apart from that green list occupation, there are other jobs also available in a higher field of management or finance, which does not come under a green list occupation, but still jobs are there. Student can apply for their residency through the skilled migrant category, 6 points based category as well. But as I said, we are not the licensed immigration advisor. We work under them, but we don't have a license, so we can't give the more information about that. For that, we can definitely arrange a specific, session, or we can, arrange a webinar with the LI, because they are the right person to guide you more on that.
Okay, ma'am. Sure. Okay, so another question says, what are the chances of getting accepted into a PhD program in New Zealand without prior research experience or publications?
So, like PhD is something that requires this as a prior requirement. So, it is like getting accepted into PhD program without prior research and or experience or publication is something like very questionable. But again, for PhD, what I suggest my suggestion will be the student has to approach the universities first from their end, and upon receiving the offer letter, because like they are the ones who is going to choose the guide, and guide will be like interviewing them and so on. The process has to be completed from their end first, and then later approach us for the visa options. So that is how far I can explain for PhD.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Because even though we have approached a couple of universities for PhD applications, so they ask for the, supervisor approval first. Without that, we are not going to, complete the application for PhD. So eventually the student needs to approach the university or the faculty with the research topic. Then they will evaluate his overall profile, his research topic, his peer work experience, all that stuff. And then if a faculty member or the coordinator is available and they want to be a mentor of that particular student and happy with the proposal, So he'll give the confirmation over the email. With that email, we can request for the PhD offer letter from the university. So yeah, it's a time-consuming process, and generally they don't entertain agents directly. They ask the students to approach first, and once they have a supervisor approval, then we can, jump into the application and help the student.
So
Okay.
PhD aspirants also consider applying for masters related, thesis related masters. That is also there. They can choose that.
Research-based masters are also available, so that also.
Research-based masters are there, Yash. So this PhD aspirant, please connect with them and get more details and guide them accordingly, because like PhD doesn't have any intake to be mentioned. So it is like up to the luck of the student. If the guide is like in need of any student based on their background, then the offer will be issued first and they can join in the coming year. Otherwise, it depends, because there are students who has taken complete 1 year of weightage time and some students within a month. So it all depends. So start applying and mailing for the professors whom you see related to your degree.
Right, ma'am.
And even the research master, they get the same, perks,
Benefits.
everything. 3 years post-study work right is there, and even during their study, they can do full-time work. So it's quite like a PhD only, but yeah, the fees will be a little bit higher. It's not like a domestic fees or the PhD fees. They won't get any stipend, but yes, they are liable to work full-time during their research master.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, understood. So these people will be getting like full-time work rights because it's part of the PhD research part, right?
Right. During PhD, applicants are allowed to do full-time work. Similarly, if somebody is going for a master's with research, not a coursework master, not a dot master, it's a research master, still they are eligible to, do a full-time work during their study.
Okay, okay. Got it. Got it. Now, the next one says, how long does it take to transition from a temporary work visa to permanent residency? What are the biggest hurdles?
Okay, so from temporary work visa to permanent residency, it all depends. Again, we cannot give you an assurance on the time that is like going to happen. Again, that depends. As said, we had a previous question asking about green list, skilled occupation list. All those factors will support this kind of like query. So we cannot actually like give you a timeline. Biggest hurdles in the sense, I don't say there are any hurdles, but make sure the streamline is right. The choice of your program and your work experience and everything is matching. Let it not be too different. When your document is assessed by an immigration officer, it should have a continuous flow. You should not have taken one master's degree. From bachelor's, you might not, if there is any jump in the master's choice of the program, and again, if there is no professional relationship for the master's that you have done, all this matters. So make sure that the document and file is like clean enough to give you an assurance on this. So timeline, we cannot exactly like mention it here, and there is no timeline as such in New Zealand. And
Okay.
there is another question: who has faced an Australia study visa rejection in Feb 2025? Can I apply in New Zealand without the fear of getting rejected? Yes, to all whoever is having any visa rejections, don't hesitate to apply for New Zealand. It will not it won't act as a big threat or barrier for your New Zealand visa process, provided all the documents are transparently provided to the counselors. It is like you should be very transparent enough to provide the documents and your background and everything, because all your visa, whatever the visa type rejection is, like whether it is a tourist visa or visitor visa or business visa, whichever has got rejected, it should be like kept while during the visa lodging, during the New Zealand visa lodging time. So there will not be any, you don't need to be like afraid about submitting the New Zealand visa. We will get the required documents from you only when it is uploaded and provided, then it will get through. And again, it depends. You have to ensure why you got rejected, and if you have been detained from any country, that has to be also mentioned. Make sure the file is like provided transparently to the concerned person.
Right. I have two. I think it is about the same only, but let's still take it. I have two US visa rejections. Will it affect my chances of getting a study visa in New Zealand?
No,
I don't
it
think
will
so.
not.
No, it
It will not. Again, to say whichever the visa, whatever the visa rejection is, the reason and everything has to be submitted while lodging the visa, and it all depends on the nature of why visa got rejected.
Yeah,
So that
got it.
again matters.
Generally, they need to mitigate in the SOP also that they have
Yes.
to apply for these countries and this also with this course. So that they have to explain a paragraph in that. That's absolutely fine. There is no, hurdle like if they want to go ahead with the New Zealand. So it won't affect your application. That it won't hamper your application. That they don't reject the application just because you have Australia refusal or US refusal. It is nothing like that. They will overall, assess your application from academic to finances. So everything they will evaluate before taking a decision. So it's absolutely fine
Perfect.
if you have a multiple rejection from any of countries. You are most welcome to apply to New Zealand.
Right, ma'am. Got it.
And
Ma'am,
SOP plays a vital role, Yash.
yes, ma'am.
Statement of purpose plays a vital role. So when we are submitting the visa for New Zealand, everything like instead of you, your SOP is what is representing you. So whatever the justification, whatever the visa rejections, everything should be mentioned in the statement of purpose, provided with the supporting documents as well. So I don't compromise with SOP or the documents where we require many documents, which may seem like a big effort, but it is worth the time.
Okay, got it. Okay, so the next question says, my parents have not filed ITRs in the last few years. What can I do to show my sponsor's income?
So
Fine, I guess.
because ITR plays a vital role when the student is going for an educational loan to support their studies in New Zealand, and sponsors income. Of course, you have to show the proof how the income is generated to the family. It all depends on the financial background of this student, whoever has questioned. It depends on their financial capacity and everything. And ITR, it is mandatory. If hasn't been filed, please file it at least this year, and start the application process for the coming up intake. So please ask them to connect with us so that we can give in detailed address to this only when we understand the documents and the background of the student.
Right, ma'am. Got it.
Again, if they have any siblings and they file for ITRs, we can add their ITR here to income. If their parents have any income from the rental property or they are the retired, so they receive some pension order or something. So that also we can add in the application. Apart from that, if they have anyone extended family member in New Zealand who is the citizen or resident, they can also, extend their support and give the sponsorship to the student. So all these factors include, only then we can advise further. So once we have the complete documentation, complete profile with the funds, it will be easier to guide you on such queries.
Right.
Okay, how is the New Zealand visa process? Is it same like USA? If yes, how? The New Zealand visa process is entirely like different. It is one of the challenging visa process, I will say, because it requires many documents. It is not only the amount, whichever is reflecting in your account will be considered, but the source and who is going to sponsor, how you got the amount, everything will be questioned. Because like for one document, there will be like 3 or 4 questions rising for that particular document. So answer should be towards that. So concentration on the documents plays a very important role. And New Zealand visa process is a completely different one. And one of the highest benefit of like New Zealand visa process, I would like to mention this. Whoever is going to apply for New Zealand education part and for the student visa, there is always like while lodging the visa with other countries, it is necessary to pay the tuition fees, and upon uploading the receipt, the visa will be granted. But with New Zealand, on receiving the offer letter, immediately we will be jumping into the visa lodging process, where we will be addressing with the right documents for you to collect. That is financial, academics, work related, and your visa related documents, everything. We were earlier visa rejection, history of travel, everything when it is submitted and lodged. Till that time, whatever the amount you are going to pay towards the tuition fees, and the living cost will be in your bank account in form of loan. If it is, it will be a sanctioned amount, but not a dispersed amount. It will be reflecting in your account. If it is your personal fund, it will be reflecting your own account or the sponsor's account. When lodging the visa, the amount is going to be reflecting in your bank alone. And upon seeing the documents and everything, if the immigration officer is very satisfied, then issuing of approval in principle will be issued after this. That means they are ready to grant you the visa. Upon upon gaining the confidence that whatever the documents related to finance is being submitted is is actually meeting the rules and regulations as mentioned by the immigration, then it is a green signal where they are ready to issue the visa for you. Once upon receiving the approval in principle, it is rest assured you can transfer the 1 year of tuition fees, because like here no partial payment of the tuition fees is advised, but complete 1 year of tuition fees has to be transferred to the university from your account. So once it is done, you will be receiving the receipt from the universities, and once the living cost is deposited in the New Zealand bank, you will also receive a confirmation. All these documents will once again be uploaded in your immigration, in your portal. Upon receiving that, and again ensuring that whichever the financial statements that you have submitted, the amount has been dispersed from the same mode, is confirmed by the immigration officer, then your visa is granted. So this is one thing that is different from all the other destinations, where you can get an assurance whether you will get a visa or not by if you receive an approval in principle letter.
Right, ma'am. Okay, so let's go with the next ones. What are the chances of getting accepted? I mean, we've covered that. She completed BTech in Information Science with 51% in 2014, with 5-year break, and PT 48. What are the chances of visa? Okay. 2014 is, I think, almost 11 years of break now. So what do you do in that case then?
No, they have to at least, like for past 5 or 6 years, at least they have to prove the
Employment.
what way the history of what they have been engaging themselves with, either business or online courses or something that can be proven with the document should be provided, because it is almost like 20 years, as you said, almost like 10 years gap extra. So
Right.
2014, and after this, the history of the student has to be like, we have to ensure with 5 years break and PTE 48, what are the chances of visa approvals? Again, I will say this PTE, I don't know the validity now. Please ensure those are all provided. And based on your complete, Usha, you have got many questions I can see. But again, for you, the counseling can be provided upon a personal discussion also, because like there are so many things that we are not able to answer. So please connect with Yash, and you please connect with the right person so we can give you a full-fledged counseling, because we are also in need of some queries answered from your end. And you have also asked if I'm applying masters, can I take dependent along with me? Yes, that is the very right question. If you are a married person, you can take your dependent under the dependent work visa if you want, and your child can also be accompanied, where your spouse is entitled to work as a full-timer. If they wish to work, they can work as a full-timer, provided that if you are going to take masters, 1 year of masters, and you will be benefited with 3 years of post-study work visa. The same period of the same duration is the time where your spouse is going to enjoy the full-time work, and your child can be enrolled in the public school for free of cost. Anything to be added, Garima, on this? Garima? I think
Okay.
she
Let's
may
move on
be
to the next
busy.
question.
And yes, we have missed one question above. That is, what kind of funding is accepted, especially loan case, which banks are accepted? So funding is accepted either two types of funding, that is your personal funding and loan related funding. Loan means the thumb rule is, please remember, go for an collateral based. That is pledging the property and getting the educational loan is what is advisable for New Zealand. And no non-collateral loans, please. And when it comes to your sponsor, whoever is going to
No
support.
non-collateral loans?
Yes?
No non-collateral loans?
No non-collateral loans.
Okay, okay.
If it has been the case, then New Zealand would have been the very easiest country. No, like collateral loans is accepted. See, there are very many factors depending on the collateral process, because like country is like very concerned in allowing the entrance whoever is going to enter their country. So they would like to know the financial capacity of the people, whether they will be able to survive the 1 year period of time during their study, and living cost has to be also met, so that they are not financially dependent. They are not
Right.
financially stressed. So all this matters. So that is why ITR plays a vital role. The source of income plays a vital role, and collateral property means the property value is like submitted. So all these documents, whichever the documents we are processing while you are doing the visa part, everything needs to be attached. There is no compromise in the document, but we will ask more documents than necessary to avoid the visa rejections. And only go for the banks listed under RBI and private banks. And go
Okay.
for, except leave the HDFC, Credila and HDFC. HDFC means you can go for the top-up loan if it is a housing loan is existing. Can go for a top-up also, provided it has a mention clause saying that it can be also used for educational purpose.
Right, ma'am. Right. Got it.
Yeah.
Now, definitely a big no to the society banks or cooperative banks, because again,
No.
that do not
See,
come
why?
under
Because
the
like cooperative banks and small banks are the ones that is very familiar for us.
Mm-hmm.
If
Right.
from New Zealand, if there is any small banks that is mentioned to you, we will not understand that. The same case goes to the immigration officers as well. It is the big organizations are the safest one to rely upon, and that is like acknowledged. So the small
Right.
banks and everything, if at all there is any amount maintained, let it be liquidated and transferred to the savings account or some accounts, sponsors account. And it should be mentioned, the source where the fund has come from can be from cooperative banks or small banks or anything, but it should be in a proper documented purpose. But the amount should be reflecting in the banks that is accepted by the immigration.
Right, ma'am. Got it. Okay, so the next one is I have done BTech in EC. I think that's Electronics and Communication Engineering. In 2020, I don't have any work experience. Can I apply to IT or CS at Masters? I don't think so, right?
You see, it is you have completed course in EC and no experience, and you are asking for a complete major change, which is a difficult one. Because like provided if you have any relative experience and it is a 4 years gap without any related experience, and jumping to a different major is a big challenge. But we have to check for the programs if it is offered by any of the PTEs or someone. So it has to be checked, and then only like we don't know what percentage is this particular candidate who has questioned is holding, or any certificate course related to the IT or CS programs being done. So all that matters, please give us your detailed background of yours. So that will help us to give you a proper addressing towards that.
Yeah.
My name is Rajan, 10 years of gap, my master's done in 2015, 5 years of experience in the IT industry. Okay, now wish to move to New Zealand, some good program. Your suggestion, yes, Rajan, yours can be considered, but again, I need to get a clear understanding on your documents. This 10 years of gap is from when to when, I'm not very sure. Master's done in 2015, or the gap is soon after that. So all this is a matter. And 5 years of experience in the IT industry, which type of IT industry, what are all the roles and responsibilities that you are doing right now? All that matters. But yes, there is a chance, if I am positive, I will say you can also give it a try. But again, New Zealand on some good program, your suggestions, some see with if your interest is with IT industry and your experience is something that we have to cross check. And good programs means it should match your academic or professional background to say. So again, we need a detailed description on your background. So I can only give this much of details for this, because so many questions from my end to you.
Right, ma'am. Now the next question is it possible to take dependent or spouse while studying in level 8 PG diploma programs? Level 8, okay.
Okay, I think it is possible. Garima, it is only like they can take the dependent, but not the dependent work visa, right? For this PG diploma. Garima, are you there?
Garima actually is on another call.
Okay, okay, okay.
It's okay, ma'am. We'll circle back to this question.
Fine. We will like keep this question in mind, and when Garima joins, I will discuss it with her. Because
Okay.
the dependents can be taken, but not under the dependent work visa, I'm sure. Dependent work visa is for only master's students dependents.
Okay.
Okay, how can I
Okay.
secure? Yes, please, Yash, you please.
Yeah, okay. How can I secure for a post PG course? I'm sorry. How can I secure a scholarship for a PG course in New Zealand with the limited funding options available for international students?
First, you have to start your application, submit the application, get the conditional offer or full offer, and then you have to apply for the scholarship. So once the scholarship is held, but again, the criteria depends on your mark and everything. The criteria for scholarship vary from university to university. If you are concentrating on the mid-level budget or very friendly budget, then institutions and PTs are the ones to be approached. So you can secure a scholarship, but remember, all of you all, remember there is a deadline for scholarship application actually, but there is no timeline or deadline. There is no deadline for the course application to be submitted and no charges for that. So you can start your application at any time. But if you are willing to go for a scholarship, it has to be started very early. By the time you receive the scholarship is announced. And if you are having an offer letter with you, then you are the luckiest ones. You can submit the scholarship application. Unless and otherwise the universities or whoever is offering the scholarship is not sure whether you are going to be their student or not, they cannot have the list of students in the kitty to disperse the scholarships, right? So scholarship competition is little high, and practically anyone who is availing for scholarship should mention that they have chosen so and so program in their current in the particular university, and for the particular intake. All these factors matters. So these are all the basic questions for scholarship and your CGPA and your country where you are going to come from. All this needs to be addressed. So apply, get an offer letter, and secure the scholarship. Offer letter is must, either conditional or unconditional, does play a vital role.
Ma'am, does it happen so that couple of universities or any of the educational institutions in New Zealand, they give scholarship along with the offer letter and not having to apply separately?
No, sometimes it happens. That happens because, like in some cases, say for example, in institutes, sometimes if the score is really good, and automatically there will be some reduction in the tuition fees. But sometimes if the scholarship is announced later, you have to submit an application separately. It is not scholarship amount that will be mentioned. Provided if there is any scholarship eligibility is like found by the institute, it will be provided in the scholarship letter, in the offer letter itself by some institutes or PT. For example, minimum of New Zealand dollars of 2,000 or $1,000 scholarship is sometimes provided to the students while issuing the offer letter itself.
Right, ma'am. Right. The next question is, how do I fund part-time work in New Zealand as an international student, and what are the realistic earning expectations given the current job market? Okay.
The earning per hour is like up from $20, may vary up to $23 according to the employer's thing. But students are allowed to earn only so much because, like, you are not, if you are earning more, then it should be under the tax. So for the students, there is also a maximum wages set by the government itself, and that is how it is paid. And how do I find the part-time work in New Zealand? It is purely like you have to approach the part-time job offering via the websites or by references, or you can approach the universities where they will help you with. Sometimes part-time work will be mentioned with the university itself. You have a what to say, there are persons who can give you that idea, and you can connect with the students who is already doing the part-time, and they can refer you to the other part-time. Because how it happens is, it is very practical. If one student whom you have befriended is leaving the part-time and going to join somewhere, and he can refer you to that employer and you can score that job. Otherwise, like, keep in touch with the university people in the front desk, as like front desk or in the reception, like where they will be like contacted by the employers, or there will be some advertisement pasted across. So that is one thing. And also start applying, approaching the nearby outlets and ask whether there is any part-time or any availability. So in that case also it will happen. So this is how it happens. References plays a vital role, and people are very friendly. Employers will once you approach one shop, and if they are not having any part-time, they are ready to refer you to some other. They will guide you to the other person. That also happens. So it is not you are at the closed end, it is always an open end. People refer to you with each other once they know you. And realistic earning expectations given in the current job market, it again depends where you are going to work. There are also like many
What's the current hourly wage, ma'am, in New Zealand?
it is like students can work as 40 hours per week, and uh, between $20 maximum go up to $23. I haven't heard from the student lesser than that, but it is a quite good enough earning, Yash.
Yeah, true.
And financial management plays a vital role for any destination. In that case, for any international student, if they are financially well managing by themselves, like going for a shared accommodation and shared travel, shared touring, everything is how you will be saving the money. Otherwise, whatever you are earning, you will be like, if you are
Right.
going to stay in your private room, who needs a lot of privacy? Please compromise with all those things when you are first stepping into any destinations to say, and stick with the same group and get yourself explored to connect with the other students as well.
Right. Okay, ma'am. The next one is can the student enroll for level 9 master's program after level 7 graduate diploma programs?
That is something that is a difficult question. Enroll level 9 masters, because that is a pathway program they are asking. And if there is any pathway jump mentioned like that, usually postgraduate diploma to masters is the pathway, and graduate diploma programs to masters level I'm not very sure. Yash, I will research on that and let you know. I don't think it is the case.
Right, got it. How does the post-study visa process work? And what happens if I can't find job? I think we've covered this.
Okay. How
Yeah.
does post-study work visa process? See, post-study work visa process, that again depends on which program you have taken. If it is going to be postgraduate diploma of 1 year, you will get the 1 year of post-study work visa. And you have to make sure you are finding a job in that period of time and applying for the work visa, because when the post-study work visa is over, it is a visa type that cannot be extended, or that cannot be requested to be extended, because already it is being provided along with the student visa. Your student visa is what that has that has been entitled to enjoy the benefit of this post-study work visa. So there is no renewal or extension of this. Once the visa date is over, you have to come back to your country. And if I can't find a related job to my field of study within the visa period, that is a big question mark. You have to make sure, not in a related job, just find your job at least. So in case like if you are offered any job, just grab that job and make sure you are gaining some work visa. But again, when you are applying for your work visa or something, then your streamline should be in the same related job. So make sure that is also done. And this question is a question that can be addressed by the LIS again, because it is followed by many other detailed discussions.
Right. And who typically helps with PSW, ma'am? Is it the college or do we have to take care of ourselves?
No, I'm not getting you, Yash. Please tell me.
Ma'am, transitioning from student visa to post-study work visa. So this process of changing it, does the university, like an international office, help, or do we have to take care of it
No,
ourselves?
there is always a help extended, because normally what happens is like once the student has completed the master's program, upon receiving their transcripts and everything, they have to apply for the post-study work visa online by opening a Realme account and submitting the necessary documents. In case of any doubt, you can connect with your counselors who has helped you to acquire the student visa, or you can call the immigration office directly and get a clarification on that, or you can check in the website mentioned, in the website of New Zealand Immigration, where this is clearly mentioned. or if there is any help in the universities who is licensed to help you, they will also help you. So in all ways you do get your help in this case. But open a Realme account and then submit the particular document, say transcripts, course completion, and there is no arrears and so many things are there. And upon your submission of post-study work visa and everything, your background check will be done and then post-study work visa will be offered. And there is a time period of why after submitting and before getting a post-study work visa, there will be a gap where you will not be able to work.
Right. Got it. Next one is, my wife is working as a primary teacher in a private school. Salary is very less. She does not have ITRs. Any chances to apply for a PG diploma or a master's? She's 32 years as of now.
Your wife can apply for teaching courses itself, like provided the proper documents of her professional experience is mentioned. Even if she hasn't filed an ITR, that is okay. Her salary slip and how she has been paid, everything has to be mentioned. If the spouse is having, if the husband is applied for a ITR or whatever, then he becomes the source of income and source of repayment capacity holder. And she is 32 years of age now. 32 years is still young to apply for New Zealand. Please start the application.
Okay. Now, then is, can a bachelor holder apply for diploma in community healthcare and support level 7?
Yes, in diploma, community healthcare can be applied. But again, I would like to know what bachelors they hold and what background or what is the age and any work experience. All comes into the factors to say yes or no to this.
Okay. I think we have covered it. Garima ma'am, are you back? I think there was one question which I'd like to just cover it and then close it.
Yes, Garima mom is still on another call. She got an inquiry that
Okay.
was scheduled.
It's okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
understood. So, guys, any other questions you want to put in the chat box or anything? No, I think in chat box also it says what kind of funding, AZB loan case, which banks, okay. So
See,
you covered that.
basic info what I can address to this team is whoever is attending this, viewing this webinar or whatever, do understand for New Zealand, if you are interested, just approach the right expert now itself so that you can get to know when you have to start the process and how to work on the fundings and everything. Because like factor to be remembered is for any intake, for example, if it is going to be February 2026 intake, your visa has to be lodged 3 months ahead of the intake time. So that is where you will be able to secure the visa, and the visa success rate is good, and there will be enough time for you to plan everything else. So if the visa is requested to be lodged by 3 months ahead of the time, then your process of submitting the application should happen 6 months before the intake time. So now is the right time for you to start discussing. If you are planning for February 26, now is the discussion time, followed by the application later. Once you get the application, then you have to concentrate on the documents for the loan process, which again takes the different timings. Because like loan is not something that will happen very fast. It will take its own sweet time, provided the public holidays and so many other factors, so many personal commitments and so on. So you have to keep all this in mind. So approach the experts now itself to understand when you can start the process. And if the ITR has not been filed, please file the ITR, minimum 8 lakhs and maximum up to anything. Maximum ITR is not any, there is no limit for that, but minimum let it not be less than 8 lakhs or less than 5 lakhs, because that will not prove your source of income. And if the, for example, if the loan is going to be 30 lakhs and the repayment is going to be 30,000 and the family member is showing earning income of anything lesser than that, then repayment capacity is becoming a very big question, and the visa rejection is a 100% sure thing. So this is how the immigration officer will check. The immigration officer would like to know your financial capacity and source of income earner, who will be like able to take care of the loan, so that the student, whoever is entering the country, is stress free from the financial requirements, where she or he is supported, gaining support from their family, where your concentration will be on the studies, because it is only 1 year program, 1 or 1.5 years to the max, and very seldom goes up to 2 years. So all this matters, and your living cost has to be also calculated in your budget, not only the tuition fees. So these are
Okay.
all the things that you have to remember. And dependent work visa is one of the benefit, and child can do their studies if they are going to come with you, and they can enroll for free schooling in the public schools. These are all some advantages, that is study, work and settle can happen in New Zealand, providing which is the course you are going to choose and which level of program you are going to apply for.
Right. Ma'am, we'll take the last two questions, which are again like put it in the chat, the question and answer box. Hi, this is Avesh. What are the point system in New Zealand? I mean, what are the points? I think this is for PR, I guess.
Yes,
Point
yes.
system in
You
New
please
Zealand.
save this
Can I
question.
get some clarity? Okay, yes, ma'am. Right?
Yes, yes. It is like completely a PR based. So Yash, save Avesh question and get him introduced to the right person, right LIA. So they will be answering this.
Okay, okay, got it.
Okay. Again, both of them,
But can we
Satish
get
and
a general,
Avesh.
but can we get a general idea, like from a counselor's perspective? As now said, feel like we are applying or giving an open advice out there, but a general understanding of what the PR system looks like.
It depends. Like, see, again, there are like different types of skills. Occupation skill list is there, green list is there. This all plays a vital role in acquiring a PR.
Exactly.
For example, civil engineering, quantity surveyor, all this, or civil engineering stream is something that is mentioned in the skilled occupation list. And if it is, again, some programs is also mentioned in the green list, means whoever is acquiring a degree related to the green list mentioned programs, then they can directly apply for residency. So if they
Right.
can see the green list, and if their background matches that, if their professionalism is like matching that green list occupation, then they can apply for some masters related to that and directly apply for residency. So it again depends, Yash. And students, whoever has gone to New Zealand, they are able to, in the beginning, there will be always a struggle. I will not say it is going to be a cakewalk. It all matters based on the smartness of the student and the skill set of the student. You have to be outgoing, you have to be like more extrovert, or at least you have to meet the right persons. Even if you are like lacking some socializing skills, make sure it is developed and you are meeting the right professors for guidance and everything, because it is reference that leads you to move in the faster pace. And make sure you are connecting with many people to get to know, understand the system and everything. If at all, if you have any particular queries related to PR or anything, like please consolidately gather that questions, Yash, and share it with Snegal. She may share it with the right person and it will be addressed.
Okay, ma'am. Got it. Now, one last one, which is I have done my BSc anesthesia. Which course can I take in New Zealand?
What is it? Please have a BSc in anesthesia. Nigarika, we will I will just check with University of Auckland for your course, and then I will get back to you, Nigarika. This is something that I have to do a small research. And when did you complete? That is one question I would like to know. And University of Auckland will be the suitable one. Again, I have to check the courses, because upon seeing the course, I'm not the expert that can actually relate it to yours, but I can share that. Harsh can share those courses with you and you can understand that.
Okay, yeah. We can do that. Yeah, sure. Definitely we can do that. Yeah. We can get back to you on the same thing.
Yeah, sure. There are any questions regards to PR?
Yes,
There
sir.
are
We have a
many.
few.
I just joined back. Any questions on PR?
There are
Yes,
many.
sir. There are many.
Ma'am, there's one of my colleagues actually from a different state. Is in our office today in Hyderabad. He in fact volunteered to take queries on PR. I mean, he understands the PR very well, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Yes, can you ask Mr. Raghu to invite Sahil?
Sure, done. We can do that, sir. Mr. Raghu, can you please actually get Mr. Sahil? Just a second.
So, Mr. Sagal is a licensed immigration advisor.
No, ma'am, he understands, PR actually. He's been dealing with, several cases of New Zealand. What do you say? He understands the New Zealand industry very well. So he's in our
Uh,
office, today actually on a personal meet. So I asked him actually if he can deal with PR part. He said, well, I understand things very well. I mean, the
okay,
point
that is
system and everything.
okay.
And
David,
two, three
please
queries are
back
there,
to,
now, ma'am. So we can have, some kind of inputs, shared for those 2 or 3 queries. That's what my thought is.
Okay.
hello,
Well, I
David.
think he's not he's not there. He's waited, so long. It's okay,
Oh,
ma'am. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
no
Well,
problem,
you've
sir.
taken so many questions, ma'am. I just rejoined. Actually, I see almost 35 questions. Ma'am, hats off to your, your marathonic effort, ma'am. It's a marathonic effort, seriously. Answering 35 queries. I would take 1 or 2 packets of ORS.
No. Because thanks for Snail and Yash to have organized this successfully, Mr. Satish, and it is really a quite and good, interesting questions to be addressed. I think we have done our best in addressing the questions, and
Yes, ma'am.
some of
Yes,
we
ma'am.
have
Yes, ma'am.
cleared.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Maybe
Yes,
the
ma'am.
students may have got some understanding on that, but again, Mr. Satish,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
it requires a personal counseling also, because
Yes, ma'am.
case
Yes,
to
ma'am.
case there will be a difference.
We'll be in touch, ma'am. With all those people, we'll get in touch. We'll get in touch.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you,
Satish.
ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank
Have a
you
good
very
day.
much.
Have a good day.
It's
Thank
an
you, ma'am.
honor, having
Thank
you
you.
both on board.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Please,
Thank you so much.
those are all very big words, Mr. Satish. We are glad to be a part of this, and thanks for inviting us.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Thank you, ma'am.
Snehal, for this.
Thank you, ma'am. And look
great-
forward to seeing you again for a better topic, for a better, set of questions.
Sure. We are glad.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Thank
Snehal.
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
everybody.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. I think there's Sahil. Well, ma'am, you may leave, ma'am.
Yes.
Sahil, I think I will take a few questions. You look, visibly tired. You take a break,
No.
ma'am. Yeah.
Not at all, but thank you for thanks. Thank you for
Thank
the
you, ma'am.
time.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Thank
your time, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you.
Both of
Thank
you, ma'am.
Yes, there's Sahil. Actually, there are questions. I can read them out for Sahil.
Definitely. I think we still have to give access. I think.
I
Yeah. He's
will.
got access. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, hi, Mr. Sahil. Welcome, and I'd like to take a few PR questions now. Let's go one by one. Now the first question is from Avesh, where it says, "What are the point system for New Zealand? Can I get some clarity? Is it possible to apply from India? Is it easier to get PR being a student? I mean, so can you give a breakdown of how the point system works? Who can apply for it? I mean, from somebody from outside or somebody from inside?"
Hi. Yeah, am I audible clear?
Yes, we can hear you clearly.
Yes, sir.
So, I'm so sorry. Can you just repeat the question? I was not that. I
So
was
in
just.
simpler terms, can you please just tell us about the point system, that is about PR, yeah?
Okay, so about the point system, yeah, it's okay. As per the NZQA guidelines currently, so on the basis of study visa, the point system for New Zealand right now is around 6 points for the PR thing. And but as it's given as per the qualifications. So like if you go for level 7 bachelor's, you get around 3 points after you complete the qualification. Similarly, for like PG dip, it's like 4. And for certain courses of masters, it's 5, which are falling under green list category. So yes, point systems are possible. They are quite easier when we compare to Australia and other countries. They are quite fast. Like post-COVID, the things have actually changed a lot. And this information is also available on the immigration website. So it's all very simple and clear in that way. And as you get the post-study work visas, like for masters, you get up to 3 years. And for PG diploma is 1 year. For bachelor's is 3 years. So then the rest points to cover up to sum up 6 points, you have to do a relevant work and job in your education, what you have done there. From India, it is not that easy because you need to qualify an education in the country. Then only you are eligible for that point system in that way.
So can not Indian qualification, can get assessed by the government of the New Zealand and then still can offer any PR points to that? Can it happen like just like how it goes in Australia?
Okay, that is total. See, that is the LI thing. That is something you can refer to in LI. So if you are asking for a PR category application from New Zealand, right? From India.
No, not necessarily PR application process, but I just wanted to know if I have a Indian degree, like
Okay.
and then a master's degree in Indian science. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So if I can get it assessed from a New Zealand's government or an assessment agency,
Yes.
will the point system still be valid for me?
Yeah, it will be valid, but see, yes, brother, the point system I'm telling you about is totally based on the qualification which is being done in the country. So you, for example, I said for masters, there are certain courses in software engineering which falls under the green list category and all. So in that category, once you qualify with a certain institutions are giving such things, and then only after qualification you get 5 points. So when the applicant, after finding the jobs or completing the 3 years PSW, goes for the process of the PR, at that time they request for the qualifications, and just by passing level 9 you can get 5 out of 6. Then 1 point has through a relevant job for which the applicant has studied in New Zealand.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Now, can you give us an understanding between green list and skilled occupation list? What's the difference, and why should it matter to people?
See, to me, as far as my experience of pre and post COVID, I think it's almost similar, because the green list jobs also, if you go and check on the website of the immigration, what they have shown, you can go and see each and every job position there is code, and there is very simple clarity that for which qualifications are eligible to get that job position, which level of education should be minimum pursued, like in New Zealand, as far as the green list demand and the job roles, even on the website of immigration, it's mentioned that minimum level 7 qualifications are considered for the employers. So bachelor's is a very good, I would say, level to pursue and look out for the jobs. And yes, any level above level 7, 8, or 9, or masters, of course, they are way better in understanding and getting a job. But relevant jobs actually matter a lot in terms of getting the PR. So this is the actual challenge. Applicants go there and they try to the fast way of making money or any job to stay there. That is the actual thing. So always I suggest, be it bachelor's or master's, yes, you can do part-time jobs of irrelevant category, but after qualifying, when you are going through the post-study work category duration, it's highly regarded and requested to apply for or to work under a relevant job, because at the time of PR, such things matter a lot, and the points then add up to such things only.
Right, right, got it. Now, one of the other questions that was slightly related to the PR part is not entirely PR, but more or less like immigration question. Can a level 8 PG diploma student take their dependents along with them, as in spouse?
See, again, it's a LI question, but I can share as per the NZQA guidelines, which is all there on the websites everywhere. Master level 9 are considered or higher chances of, sorry, not the higher chances, the only level where dependents can be allowed. And the process is that you need to first have the visa of a main applicant. Then you have to go through a licensed immigration advisor for the dependent visas. But recently, I guess last quarter, there was addition of certain course levels at bachelor's level 7, which New Zealand has never done in the past. Post-COVID, the things have changed. And I guess it's kind of an attraction to attract international students for the right positions and jobs. So there are certain subjects like nursing and few more subjects like psychology. But in only in these categories, there are certain institutions which have been authorized to apply for a main applicant visa, and then the applicant can apply for a dependent through a licensed immigration advisor. So which institutions and which courses can be held by an LI?
Right.
But yeah, for level 9 masters, be it a green list, be it any category of business course, yes, dependents can be allowed. Of course, for PhD level 10, but through an licensed immigration advisor only.
Understood.
Yeah.
Understood. Okay. Now, there is a common, like rumor, I'd say, or more of like misconception, or is it true? I want to take your advice on this. Is it really true that with an New Zealand PR you can move to Australia or you can go to Australia? What
See,
are the
it's
limitations and
not,
what
it's
are
not like you
the
can move to Australia and stay there, but there are higher chances of having a PR in New Zealand and and if you are having the skills, right skills for the jobs in Australia. So employers generally consider the ones which are having PR than the ones who are like the PR from New Zealand also. There are chances, but it totally depends on the employers. But see, in my past experience, and I have also in the last 2 years, I have seen a very good like progression in career of people who were not able to go to Australia directly from India because of the education or because of the GS process or any reason, was able to crack New Zealand visas and able to add up the degree of New Zealand, which is also from a very reputed education system. And they in then next, like for example, after bachelor's, they went for a grad diploma or a PG diploma to New Zealand, and they actually wanted to do further masters. So when you are in New Zealand, you have higher prospects of applying for a university in Australia or find a job in Australia than compared to India, because there
Right.
are different kind of complications. Like for example, if I just tell you, there was one case like it was applicant for bachelor's BTech pass out. He didn't have the fundings of Australia at that time. It was 2023, and he went for a grad diploma in New Zealand, one of the polytechnic public colleges. And I just did his visa for New Zealand. But later on, through my one of the connections, I got to know that he further went to Australia for a master's. So for the initial time, he was not considered directly from India, had higher chances there to go and get a master's degree in Australia after New Zealand education. So yes, these two countries are sister linked and they are connected, and they prefer more if you have a PR from New Zealand, you can work in there. Yeah. But it totally
Right.
depends on the employers. So I won't say that each and every job is eligible for them, but yeah, there are chances get high. So if you talk about profiling, so profiling gets very high if you have an NZ PR, or you can travel, or you can shift into the country of Australia and work there. But it depends on the people and the persons who are in total in that way. So some have achieved this route also.
Got it. Got it. This is like a fairly decent route only, like if you think about
Yeah,
it.
it's all legal, it's all decent, it's all education. It's like if you've done bachelor's, going to grad dip and PG dip. Since see, there is a huge difference of there is like if you compare the living expenses, there is a huge difference of Australia and New Zealand currently. So some might not be able to afford immediately from India. They can go to New Zealand because they charge around $20,000 annually, whereas in Australia is around 20, like almost 16 lakhs in 9 years. So there's a huge difference in that way. 10 lakhs in New Zealand per year and 16 lakhs or 17 lakhs in Australia per year as to show funds. So there's a huge difference of 5 to 7 lakhs, which are used, can be smartly used by the applicants. And these two countries, you can work and study both ways. It's not like that.
Right. Right. Understood. Understood. Okay. Satish sir, do you have anything to add? Anything to ask, sir?
Sayanji, thank
Hanji.
you. But
No issue.
sir, let's say I've done my masters in there over there. Masters brings me, let's say, 5 points, no, sir. Am I right, sir? 5
Hanji,
points, sir?
Hanji. Certain
5
questions,
points,
certain
sir.
courses,
So
certain
there's still
colleges.
one more point, sir. There's still one more
Hanji,
point if I
Hanji.
need to.
Hanji. You have to, like,
And
you get 3 years of PSW, and as I said, the job sectors have to be relevant
correct, sir.
of what you have studied. Then only you get eligible for such
Correct,
things.
sir. A
Yeah.
job at a required level of, salary, and a job again, through an employer who is, who is registered or else who is allowed to sponsor, I think, a candidate. I mean, are there some kind of an accreditation issue, sir? Or
See,
any employer can sponsor, sir?
nowadays, as per the green list jobs, that is the only reason nowadays every person is a lot more attracted towards New Zealand because of the changes after COVID. So I am actually talking about certain colleges and certain courses which leads to green list jobs only. So there are a lot of private, even universities and public polytechnics and private colleges which are authorized to give such courses.
Okay,
And
sir.
if they get those, see, they will get the benefit of the green list course if they only have a job in that category. So once you go, like if you just do a simple Google search of green list courses or green list roles of New Zealand, on the immigration, you have like a category of every education sector, engineering, even agriculture, even education, medical. So for example, if anybody goes
Sir,
for the BSc nursing,
sir.
unless they don't get registered, they won't be eligible for green list benefits.
Correct, sir. Correct,
So
sir. Correct,
that
sir.
job title and that job code has to be achieved. Then your life becomes easier in terms of green list rules.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So automatically, once they achieve that, they come in the category of the salary.
Correct, sir.
Yeah.
Correct, sir. That's nice, right? So, I mean, anyway, sir, I think it looks, far simpler than it was previously. Previously, I used
It
to have a lot
was
of
literally
points,
different.
for let's say
I
English,
think after
sports.
3 years of being shut because of COVID, they're trying to strategize things which is benefit for the country, since they have a very amazing education system, and all the 8 universities are world renowned. All
Yes, sir.
public
Yes, sir.
polytech colleges, which are they based in each and every campuses, they are having good hold in their region, in their infrastructure, in the providing of accommodation. And Auckland campus being the hub is one of the most prominent for technology courses and business and finance courses, which is good because technology, engineering, and finance audit category.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And these all of them information is very clearly. So, I just want to share any applicant who is having a CS course pass out and wants to search about a green list job role can search on Google, can go to the NZ immigration website. They can search for the job roles, and there they can see which course is eligible at which level, and they can retrack their whole thing. Okay, this institute or this university in this course will get me to that job in that way.
Got it, sir. Got it, sir. Got it, sir.
Sounds a
I
little
think,
confusing right
personally,
now because I can't show it. But
yeah,
once
yeah,
I
yeah.
make it visualized in that way, it's really easy to have to imagine a progression career path from India. After COVID, it's little clear, I would say. Yes, other than
Personally,
this countries,
I think we need to connect you, sir, for further clarity. Uh,
Haji,
I guess you have, ton of information we need to understand because we just started, our journey
I know.
as far as New Zealand is concerned.
But I,
We
I
have
would say
done
you are doing the
cases.
right thing. You are promoting New Zealand at the right time.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Intake
sir.
and
Yes,
September,
sir.
November is there.
Again, sir, trust me,
Yeah.
the kind of, students, we have at this stage, they always, would ask us, these questions like, I'm 43, I'm 45, I'm close to
No
50,
age
I'm
issue, no
36.
age issue, no age issue.
And most important, sir, the last 2 years or 3 years, we would ask them to explain. They say, we are not been doing anything there. जो काम नहीं करता है last 3 साल से काम नहीं कर रहा है, is there a chance we can set them to New Zealand, sir? I think
Satish
that's quite tough,
sir,
no,
I
sir?
will be very frank to you.
Yes, sir.
This country accepts if you are not hiding anything. So if you
Okay.
have got any offer letter on the basis of your qualification, any last qualification, be it gap of 1 year or 10 years, there are
Okay, sir.
institutions who give the offer letter. They ask that what you
Okay.
have actually done. So any thing they have done, even if they got, like, for example, they got married for 2 years and they have not done anything. Like, I get such cases. So justify the thing, be very clear to the interview,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
show the funds, what they are asking for with the source of fund. And I've seen cases converted and got the visas.
Okay,
So
okay,
they
okay,
want
okay.
the applicant to be very clear and to be very informative about for what they are going there and applying for.
Okay, okay, okay,
Not just
okay.
the intention of going there. The intention should be go there, study, work, be a part of the economy, and boost them and support them also.
Okay, okay, okay. That's cool. So that's cool. So
In
seriously.
that way, the applicants gets every benefit the country is trying to give to the applicants.
That's wonderful. So
Yeah.
thank you, sir. Thank you very
You're
much.
most welcome, most welcome. Anytime. Sir.
Thank
Your
you, sir.
voice has been, I must, point out, sir, I must actually, admit this. Your voice has been very pleasing, soothing. In fact, it's like, we should listen to you for the next 2 hours or 3 hours, sir. That comes, from that confidence of yours because you invested a lot of time in New Zealand.
Yeah, I can say
Yeah.
I can end like this. The more the mature
Yeah.
the file is, this country accepts it. So it's like
Correct.
not like 30 plus 40 plus can't go and study. I've done even 40 plus from Sri Lanka and South. They have got the
Yes.
visa. So the thing
Thank
has
you,
to be
sir.
clear. That's it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you very much.
Most
Thank you so
welcome.
much, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Yash, for being a great host. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you once again. Thank you once again, everybody, for attending.
Thank you,
Now,
Jwalet, for being a very patient listener. Thank you.